and by His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah to his generous, charitable and humanitarian activities, promoting with regard of His Highness the Emir keening and boosting values of compassionate solidarity and promoting donations. Such values, generous aid have extended around the world of peoples of various races and genders, reflecting the unique image and status humanity and subsequent generations of the Kuwait community, known for their generosity, passion, and keenness for charitable aid. Kuwait, as a leadership, government, and people, offers outstanding contributions to the relief programs related to the United Nations and other non-government organizations in all over the world through humanitarian aid for needed countries, disabled people, natural disasters relief aid, and medical supplies. His Excellency Mr. Warren Hawke, the Australian Ambassador to Kuwait, said,
I'm very pleased to recognise World Humanitarian Day and the efforts of all those across the world that work in this area. They put their lives on the line often, and it's important we recognise their contribution. I'm particularly honoured on behalf of Australia and the Australian Government to recognise Kuwait's efforts and the efforts in particular of His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmed Al Jaber Al Sabah in this area, and of course the recognition that this is the 3rd anniversary coming up of his award as a global humanitarian leader. I know Kuwait's always prided itself on being a significant donor. The establishment of the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development back in 1961, and you've got the work of the Kuwait Red Crescent Society and so many other Kuwaitis who reach out and try and do things within this region. I think for World Humanitarian Day this year, humanitarian partners are coming together to reaffirm that civilians caught in conflict are not a target and advocating for those most vulnerable in war zones. Again, I think it's this area where I'd like to recognise the work of Kuwait and the Kuwait government. Obviously in areas such as Iraq and in Syria and in Yemen, in these conflict zones where there's so much suffering, I think the lead of Kuwait to actually work in these areas, to host 3 humanitarian conferences on Syria, donating upwards of $1.3 billion US towards the humanitarian cause in Syria, has been an example for the world. And I know it saved, no doubt, tens of thousands of lives. And again, as I said, been an example for us all to follow. I think it's only fitting then that that work was recognised by the UN and the award.